I greet you all from my location. It is good afternoon to you all. Today is the 15th day in the month of November 2024. We are here live and direct on BTV Europe. Um, Today we are here to treat an important issue regarding our people, to guide our people, because this is what IPOB is here for. We will not be part and the parcel of those that want to deceive our people or lie to our people, because lies and deceptions bring down and they ruin the society. This is exactly what happened and how Nigeria got destroyed, because those at the top of our fear of Nigeria were steadily lying to the masses and deceiving the masses, and thinking that one day there will be a better society. Any foundation that is built on lies and deception does not progress. And I've been sounding this very, very loudly about how we propagate some matters before you dangle into any issue concerning our struggle for Biafra restoration. Make sure that you do your funding. Make sure that at least you are not making mockery of yourself before the world, because the world is watching. Like I do say, the world is watching and they are monitoring our attitude, especially with the Africans. We are like a mirror. Biafrans agitation have been appear to be a mirror of Africa to the world. And the IPUB is the pioneer of this particular journey. And we must be very, very careful. Like, before we share anything or even support anything on media, let us do our founding. Let us do our properly founding in regards of whatever we may have seen across on media. Don't forget that we have bloggers who are desperately to make money monthly. And this is the job of the bloggers. So, and the bloggers have to do their job to earn their living on internet or Facebook or TikTok or other amp. But the most important thing is when it comes to Biafra issue, this is issue that the life of over 80 something million souls are anchored onto. And we must not take it, we will not allow anybody to use it as a monitoring venue. So what I am saying here today is that the video that I've been trading, this video I've been trading on air throughout today, and people are sharing it, and people are jubilating, making mockery of themselves. That video is doctored, for goodness sake. Someone sent me since morning that video I've been pouring on my WhatsApp. People are sending it, people are sending it. I ignore it. I didn't want to reply them. Only few people that I replied concerning that particular video. I said, do you know how to find out if this video is doctored or not? Then I have to direct them. And they did, and they shouted. I said, oh, they don't know. This is why we must be very, very careful. This is the speech of Donald Trump during his campaign before he won his election. Somebody removed his original speech on that particular video and switch in the issue of Mazi Lionman Kanu and the Biafra issue. Because these people who are doing this thing, they knew properly that, oh, this is what Biafrans want to hear. Like we do say, IPOB is not here to entertain anybody. We can never get Biafra by lying to people or by deceiving our people. We must face the reality. What is this reality? Fact and figures. That is kind of character we will build. The world will know that, yeah, these people, they are learned. These people, they want to manage themselves. They want to govern themselves. But when someone somewhere is misleading and the others are following the step of that particular step of falsehood, what do you think the world would think about us? This is why we need to be very, very careful of what we do. So I'm asking anybody or people or group who have shared such video to bring it down and to ignore anything as such that may come in future. Please, it's very, very important we learn very, very perfectly in terms of what is going on today on internet by the bloggers. That is it for that area of that Donald Trump video. I want to. There is a issue of our detained people, Biafrans, who regained their freedom recently. More than 15 people who regained their freedom. You see, thank God of what is playing out there. Let me tell you something. In constitutional right, self-determination have never ever been a kind of crime in anywhere in the world. Talking about referendum have never been a crime anywhere in the world. It is our fundamental right to request or to ask or to pray of what we want in the existing place where we are. Maybe where we are is not comfortable for us enough to display our God-given talent, which have become a very difficult to do in Nigeria state because of the enemy that is have come to manage the place to ensure that Africa will not never spring up. Like what I always say, Nigeria was structured. Nigeria was structured to ensure that Africa will be down forever and ever. I was challenging somebody. I said, shut Nigeria down a few days or a few months, you will see change in Africa. And the person come in total agreement with me. I know what I'm talking about. Nigeria is the genesis of the suffering of African as a whole. Let Nigeria stop to exist, and you will see changes in African continent. How can you lock up someone who is demanding, who is exercising his constitutional right, and they are being released? No compensation is paid. In a developed world where someone has been detained against his or her will by fighting a good fight, compensations need to follow. So the court that released our people after 15 years in detention, they regained their freedom innocently. They were discharged and acquitted as an innocent persons. So what was attached to that particular condition of release? What was attached to it? Is there any pronunciation of compensation or a particular amount of money to compensate somebody that you detained against their will for a period of years? You see, this is why I said Nigeria is not a country. Nigeria is a company being owned by wicked and wicked and evil-minded people. It's not a country. Because in a country, the same judge that discharged them and acquitted them It's attached in that constitution. Oh, this person have said so years. Okay, this amount of money should be paid for detaining a man for a period of years. But such was not happened. What happened is that they regained their freedom innocently. And someone may say, okay, they will be the one to go and be fighting for their rights later. No, it doesn't go that way. The judge who discharged them and acquitted them need some pronunciation of a particular amount of money to compensate these people for their innocent suffering for many years in detention. So, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom, there are many issues here we need to touch very quickly because in this program, I don't want to exceed more than at least maximum 2 hours. It may not even be up to there, but we are going to deal on issue that are matters and important issues here. Now, as we all have seen what is going on in that Nigeria and the danger that surround everybody in that Nigeria, this is why I said we need to be very careful. We need to be very careful. We need to be very careful. And those that think maybe one day that Nigeria will be a safe place. Let me just put it that way. Will be a safe place. No. Nigeria is getting more dangerous per second. Let me not go, even per minute is too long. Nigeria is getting more dangerous per second. Anybody that want to tell him or herself truth will tell you this. Nigeria is getting more dangerous per day. And we need to, all of us need to open our eyes. We need to open our eyes not to ensure the quickest and the rapid way of exiting Nigeria. Very important. Any political leader in Nigeria, either you are Yoruba, you are Hausa, or you are Easterner, who is not seeing this angle of trying to at least think of their people first. What I mean by thinking of their people first, by facilitating the exit of their people from Nigeria. Now, a new group of terrorists have emerged in the north. I don't know how many of you have seen it. I don't know how many of you have seen it. A new group of terror have emerged in the north. Everything. Mazi Lionman Lioni once said this thing. Every problem Nigeria is facing today is being generated from the north. We are talking about Mazi Allah, who have become the most dangerous terror group. They are there. Boko Haram in March. I want all of you to see this thing. Boko Haram in March. Boko Haram in March. ICC in March. Fulani herdsmen in March. If you are calculating the terror network in the north that Nigeria is facing, you find that they are up to almost 7. Now, the new group of terrorists have emerged in the north. We are talking about the one they have been fighting, they have never conquered or they have never come through. Another one has emerged in the north. Is that the place where a senator from Biafra land, Eastern region, wants their people to remain? Is that the kind of place where terrorists are surrounding the country? Is that the place where a Yoruba man who is a senator or House of Rep member who claim to be representing their people or who claim to love their people, because politics is about representing your people, standing for your people, speaking, becoming the mouthpiece of your people. Okay, now, which person will like to be in kind of unity of danger? I call it unity of serious danger. We are talking about terrorists here who does not value human life. Blood of human give them joy. Look at Fulani henchmen, for example. Look at Boko Haram, for example. Look at Mayeti Allah, for example. Look at ISIS, for example. What gives them joy is to see your blood being spilled. And we are talking about how are we going to, what is the solution to this? Like one Yoruba professor who reside in Canada have said it. The solution is now that everybody have actually agreed with IPOB concerning, excuse me, I'm coming. Now that everybody have agreed with IPOB on our stand concerning our safety, the man said something. He said, shut Nigeria down and let everyone go on their separate way. That the only way people develop is by competition. And some people said, is this man right on what he said? Yes, he's right. For example, let me take you back of what the man meant for saying what he said. Look at our energy, electricity in Nigeria. For how many years, for how many decades, Nigeria have never succeeded in installing common electricity, which the smallest country that began today, we have 24/7 without any interruption. But Nigeria have never, with the resources we have, with billions and trillions we have, Nigeria have not. Do you know why they have not succeeded? Because and Fulani man does not want Nigeria to function as a country. If he come to their turn, he will embezzle the money for that energy. When Yoruba man, who is an indigenous person of that particular place, you see, this is why I said the most people are blame. Let me use language. I don't want to use foul language. The people I put blame on is the indigenous people of that place called Nigeria. Fulanis are foreigner. Britons, they are foreigner. Then Biafrans, they are indigenous people of that particular place. The Oduduwas, which is the Yorubas, they are indigenous people of that particular place. The Hausas, Ariwas, they are indigenous people of that particular place. Then how dare us, because we are all of us, it's our fault. How dare us, two foreigners, two foreign bodies that may not want us to survive, and we are imitating them. Okay, let's assume that they come to power, they embezzle what they should use to develop the place to make it a country because it does not belong to them. They know their mission. Two of them know, these two races know their mission. Britain and the Finland, they know their mission. And they know what they're doing. Okay, now let's say their mission is their mission is like a mission of thief. Thief come to steal, destroy, and kill. Fine. Okay, the owner of the house, which the thief will come to steal and to destroy, the owner of the house, after the thief have left, the owner of the house now pick the leftover the thief left and they hide it and steal it for himself and hide it and now claim that thief took everything. Does it make any sense? No. It doesn't make any sense. That is a foolish attitude. That is the foolish attitude I'm talking about here. So what the Yorubas who are indigenous persons of those places, what should they do? When they came to power, they do everything to make sure that they block all those loopholes from these criminals. That's exactly what the Biafran politicians should do. But what did they do? They now join the Fulanis. Fulanis are looting, going to Arab country where they belong, the state of their origin, and turn that place to heaven. Look, go to Dubai. Most of this thing you see is Nigerian money. Many people doesn't know. Go to Dubai. Most of all these things, skyscrapers you see, all this, it look like heaven. These are the Nigerian resources that are looted by the Fulani, and they went to their country of origin and invested it. And the Yoruba man will now look at the Fulani who has up to who has up to 10 skyscrapers in the on the United Arab Emirates. He will now imitate him. Mr. Yusuf have stolen billions and trillions of dollars. Oh, it's my turn. He will go there, he will be stealing his own. Where is he taking it to? I'm asking you, where is that Yoruba man taking it to? He's taking it to a foreign land that does not belong to him. But he never knew that Fulani took his own to Saudi Arabia. Fulani took his own to United Arab Emirates. Fulani took his own to Oman, where they belong. Common sense is not common. When Igbo man enter, it's my turn. Oh. My political colleague in the north, Muhammad Efunani, he worth 30 something billion dollars now, stolen from Nigeria. The Igbo man went to steal. When he steal his own, he will not take it to US, take it to Canada, take it and hide it in Australia. Yoruba man will take it, hide it in London, hide it in Europe, hide it. So then when I look at these people, I say, these people, they are complete joke. People who are stealing are taking it to their land of origin. You now, you are stealing, you stole your own, you take it to the land, foreign land, where the money will be lost forever. And you abandon your land not to be, keep it tattered, never to be developed. Does it make any sense? This is why I will say, let conduct referendum, let everybody go. When you go now, you know that when Yoruba man now go, sense of belonging will enter him. You will know that Yoruba land is our land. We have no other place to go. Even though he is stealing, he will invest it there, like how the white people do. White politicians, everything they stole remain in their country. They invest it in their country. That is why you that is in Nigeria are struggling to travel abroad. You are doing praying and fasting so that God will give you grace so that you will travel abroad. Because those politicians did not take the money away from the country. Whatever they may manipulate and steal, because politicians are all the same all over the world. The little one they can hide, they invest it in their country. If the investigative department of police discover it that he stole money, he will go to jail. But that money he stole, that he built that company, when they discover, oh, this man have a share, is one of the shareholder of this company, how come? A politician. The next thing they will do, they take him to court. From court, they may convict him, they send him to jail. But that company remain in that land. Workers are working. They will never. The government will never shut down that company. Government will begin to manage that company. Do you see? Do you see why they are wiser than us? Do you see why they are wiser than us? This is what we are talking about. We can never develop with the mindset of one Nigeria, because one Nigeria is like a virus. Everybody is pushing to grab, because Nigeria stand as they have turned it to, well, let me just put it this way, a wealth of a weight of a man that has no children. You know, when a wealthy man has no children, maybe he died. You will see how the relative of that wealthy man, all of them will be perching like a vulture. Fight will begin. They may even kill themselves. We are dragging it. But if the man has children, he will channel everything to the children. Everybody will enter. Nobody will touch because there's he has children. No, those things belong to the children. No more fight. Everybody will respect themselves. Okay, now this is why the politicians from the Fulani politicians are forming all manner of terror group. You ask yourself, who are people funding this terror group with all those sophisticated arms they are using, all these ammunitions? Who are the people funding them? And what is the purpose of funding? This is the question every reasonable person should be asking themselves. Who are funding these people? And what is the motive of funding them? Do you know the motive of funding them? Because of the solid mineral resources in the north. Who are funding them? Foreign bodies. These are the people funding them. Foreign agents. Funding them heavily through one politician connection. He will go there and just fund them where they are fighting. They will be mining some resources and he will be taking it away. You know, Boko Haram, Boko Haram. Nigeria have fought the same Boko Haram in Borno for hundreds of years. Still, no headway. Do you know why? Because of the resources called Californium, the most expensive resources in the world. No resources is more expensive than Californium. Go and ask anybody. Go and Google it. Go and Google it. If they are selling a gram of gold, if they are selling a gram of gold, for example, for $2,000, Californium, a gram of Californium may be 10,000 or even $15,000. Go and ask anybody. Nobody knew this thing before. That such resources is in Brunei. What did the Fulanis did? When they discover it, they form Boko Haram to occupy that place. While they are fighting, you think they are fighting. They are terrorists. Boko Haram. While the France, who they have connected them to, are taking this money, sharing among the caliphate. Sharing this wealth among the caliphate. While you are there shouting oil, oil, gas, gas. What is oil? Why something greater and the mightier than oil is in the north? They are just using oil to convince you, just to divert your attention. And you call it one Nigeria. This is the genesis of Jonathan's problem. When Jonathan discovered this thing, when Mustafa related this secret to Jonathan, immediately the Westerners conspire against him. They conspire against him immediately. So the only way we will stop these terrorists from not invading us one day, because you see this thing we are talking about, we may not take it serious, but people like us, we have seen the danger and we know the danger can never be by court. It's something that you wake up one day, everybody will be Islamized. You will be Islamized on that chain. I am telling you, it will happen. If not for their IPOB engagement, by now Nigeria could have been like a slave under chain by Islam, by this radical jihadist. The only stopper they have is IPOB. And that is why they are very bitter about IPOB. They know in that circle called Nigeria, they know that there is no group, there is no organization or umbrella that know what IPOB know. They know. They know. And they know that any move they make, radically, maybe mistakenly make, be in a haste to make any move, it will consume them. They know. It will consume them. And they don't want that to happen. So that is why they are doing everything, applying everything to ensure, using our own people to fight those who have come to save them. Remember what Yakubu Iguan said? He said, if you have known the character of Igbo man, you couldn't have gone to war with Ojukwu. Iguan said it. Okay, somebody who said that thing then, that means they have discovered the weak point of our people. And that's exactly what they're applying now. So the Yakubu Gowon's idea is what the Nigerian state have implemented. And immediately he said that word, Britain agreed with him. They say, yes. It seems that these people, they love big name. They love money. Allocate money for one person. That person will be doing the fighting for us, where we'll be watching. We don't need to fight them. And that is what is going on in Biafra land. That is exactly what is going on in the Biafra land. So that if I look, I see all these activities of countering IPOB, try to, bring the adulterative IPOB. This some of them will say fashion. That's somewhere I went to the other day. Somebody was saying IPOB have too many factions. An Igbo man is saying IPOB have. I say which IPOB? I said there is nothing like fashion in IPOB. IPOB still remain one family, stronger than ever before, under the leadership of Mazi Lionman Lioni, managed by DOS. He said no. He said, so to him now, these are the people they are using. These are the kind of people they are using. To him now, he is campaigning or sending a strong message so that others will buy the idea of faction. Because you know that there's one parable in our language. Broom. This is our local broom. Then get from palm tree. That broom, when it is in a bunch, if you bring it out like this, you can't break it. Bunch of broom, bring it out, no matter how muscular you are, no matter how strong you are, you will bend that broom. The broom will bend, follow you bend. As soon as you remove your hand, the broom will go back to where it is. It will not even bend. You will just go, you will just do the broom, boom. You will be straight again because that broom is in a bunch. You cannot break it. But that the same broom, lose that rope that you tie that broom with, lose it and scatter it. Even a child of 2 years will take one. Give that child under 1 hour. It will break all the whole broom because he's in pieces now. You will just pick one, bam, bam. That is, you see, the Westerners are very smart and the Fulanis are very smart in politics. If they want to use the Yoruba now to get what they want, they will not single-handed one Yoruba man and give him money. You will see that Yoruba man fighting other elders of the Yoruba who are speaking the truth. From there, they will pump more money on that one who have accepted that evil job, like how they did to Tinubu. Funanis funded Tinubu. Tinubu now use money to buy buy almost all the traditional rulers in Igbo in Yoruba land. This is how they are. This is how they roll. So if you watch, you find out that if you had somebody who always follow history, you find out, oh, Yakubu Gowon's idea has been implemented. This is what you are seeing today. If not how strong IPOB is, and how formidable men and women who is in IPOB is, those ones who have this weakness in them, they have followed that idea of Gowon. They are following where they have followed the money in order way to destroy their future. Because Gowon say, if you have known that the Igbo man is in love with money in this manner, and you wouldn't have gone to war with Oju. What you could have just done is to recruit some few Igbo men and release millions to them. Those ones will do the fight among themselves. They will be doing the fight among themselves. But you know what? We have good news. The good news is that no matter whoever they bought over, the Biafrans are very wise and IPOB are very formidable in our engagement. No matter whoever, no matter how billions they release, anybody who forward himself against the future of over 80 something million population, IPOB will be their end. We will be their end. God in heaven knows that. We will be their end because we know how to handle them. Because before we come on board to fight for our freedom, we have taken some. Most of us have taken some research to know this thing and this thing. This is how it should go, and this is why we are asking those that are still with their conscience as the Easterners to do what? To try in their own capacity to demand for what is their constitutional right. What is their constitutional right? Self-determination. Make a request for referendum. Let people willingly decide where they want to be. Like we say, IPOB. If tomorrow referendum is conducted in Nigeria, and our people say they want to remain in Nigeria and voted in favor of being in one Nigeria, who is that? Who is that? It's one thing IPOB will not do is to force our people against their will. Never. I'm against it. And millions of IPOB members are against because most of IPOB members, they have lived in a developed world. Nobody forces anybody for anything. It's a crime to force somebody into doing something that they don't want to do. It's a very serious crime in a developed world. Even is a crime to the point that you go and ask those who live in abroad, those who live in US, who live in Europe, who live in South America. Do you know, even your wife you married, as a married woman, as a married man, do you know your wife you married maybe want to have access to your wife as a marital duty, and the wife tell you that she is not in that mood or she's tired? Do you know that in developed world, we don't dare you force her? If you do, it's a rape. If you call police and if you report you, you end up in jail. The same thing with you with your wife. Your wife don't dare you force you to bed when you are not in that mood or you're not ready. If you do it, you have every right to call police for the wife, for the woman, and the law will take its course. That is why we are hitting on the referendum, so that we wouldn't want a situation somebody will say tomorrow, "Hey, we should have been in Nigeria." Oh. No, we want a situation whereby you are the one that will choose, make your choice, free choice. Like we told Dave Oman then. We told Dave Oman one thing. We said, when Dave Oman said Ebony is not among, we responded to him. We said, Dave Oman, keep quiet, shut up your mouth. You have only one vote. The day of referendum, Dave Oman, you will vote, your family will vote. And nobody will force you to vote for Biafra. You vote for the one year, one Nigeria. Then other Ebony people will vote where they want. If their vote is more than your own and your family, then they have defeated you. Then in that case, if you don't want to be in Biafra land, you relocate. Nobody will come and arrest you. Nobody will come and chain you. Say, where are you going? No. In US, there are citizens of US citizens who live in this country. There are citizens of Europe of US who live in Europe. Go and ask somebody. There are Europeans who live in America. Why are they not living in their place? Because that particular person may not like to live in their place. He relocates and live in US. There are US citizens who live in Japan. There are US citizens who live in China. That is to tell you the power of self-decision. Nobody goes against it. Okay, now there is the let me check. There is news. There is news on this. I don't know if our technical engineers in the house, please. There is news of oh wait, ex-Nigerian security advisor Sambo Dansuki. Um, our technical engineer in the house, please. If you have that news, I want you to place the news if you can't, so that people will understand the what I'm referring to. Now, look at the danger that is surrounding everybody in that Nigeria. No, no, not this. The one of millions of dollars meant for Boko Haram fight, invested in U.S. luxury real estate, tied to ex-Nigerian security advisor Sambo Dansoki. Okay, tied to Dambo. Now, I will let me because this is how we'll continue to educate our people in this regard. Now, let me read it. Let me, this is it. This is it. Now, let me read the news here for you to understand what I mean. Millions of dollars meant for Boko Haram fight, invested in U.S. luxury real estate tied to ex-Nigerian security advisor Sambo Dansoki. Alliance, a new report released by the platform to protect whistleblowers in Africa, PPLOAAF, has revealed that the former National Security Advisor Sambo Dansoki invested millions of dollars in American luxury real estate. Dansoki was previously charged with diverting billions of naira meant for the fight against the Boko Haram. Now, do you see that? This is why the Boko Haram, the other day, the Nigerian defense chief were questioned by the National Assembly about the helicopters then declared in option market. And these are the helicopters, most of them were bought $9 million, $10 million, $12 million, $22 million, $32 million. Suddenly were auctioned at the price of 1.2 million US dollars. And the purchase paper that is available is indicating how much that helicopters were purchased. And the option they put the helicopter is also mentioned. I laugh. Many people don't know what is going on in Nigeria. Then where is the helicopter? Who bought the helicopters? Because later they said sold. Now the National Assembly is asking the chief defense, who bought the helicopter? The man say he doesn't know. Who? No, can you just imagine that? Imagine now in US where they bring the chief defense staff, army defense, chief of army defense, and bring him to the table to question him. And the man now will now open mouth and tell the US Senate. Can you just imagine? Tell them that he doesn't know the property of the US Army, where they who bought it. No, what do you think that will happen to that man from that particular table of that questioning? Because I have seen one radical engagement of US probe panel where the chairman of the probe ordered the arrest of the woman immediately from that place, and the military police picked the woman up and tell the woman, "You are not going home." But the same man is free, wearing the same uniform, moving around, commanding, and he doesn't know where the property, where his institution, he doesn't know where it is. But what he was telling them that he went there to ask, even himself went there to ask. They only told him, he was responding, they only told him. So you don't know, which means you are naive, which means the rank you are carrying is a fake rank. Given by who? Because it was not given by merit. Do you see the danger that is facing you in Nigeria? So let me go on with this news. Although the Nigerian authorities informed the US of the allegation in 2018, the Oshodins and they continued the real estate dealings and they still own properties valued of 20 million US dollar in Los Angeles. Nigerian investigation into the Oshodins suggests serious gaps in US oversight of illicit financial flows in real estate. What did I tell you? Where they are taking the money to? What did I tell you? This is just a peanut from what he have stolen. What of the one he took to the Arab nation where his country of origin? Is anybody talking about that one? Maybe one Igbo man who is in US just convince him about this particular investment for him to get little from him. Because the one they have taken to his a country of origin in Arab or one of all these Arab countries where they come from. Nobody's investigating that one. Nobody will report that one. Because that one is in a safe place. It's no place like home. That one is already in their home. So the technical please place the number to call so that we take some calls here from this program for those, because it seems that people want to talk to us on BTV. So if you are Please, you can put number so that we take some calls and the question from people. Please, if you can do that, please help me place number on board so that we will call people will call and so these are the things we are dealing with. You know, when people said Biafra, 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 they thought that Biafra restoration is an entertainment. I laugh. They don't know the demon we are fighting. We are fighting both foreign demons, local demons, and national demons. This is what it takes. And they know that we are engaging them in area they did not expect. They know we are engaging them in area they did not expect. These are the WhatsApp number on the program. Please, it's right here on the screen. Please, if you have any question to call in, you have the opportunity to call. If you are calling, make sure your call must not exceed more than 2 minutes. I will give each caller 2 minutes to ask their question. Then I'm here to answer your question. I'm here to answer your question for those who want to call. What we are talking about here is something that every reasonable someone must take serious because the danger that is surrounding people in that place called Nigeria is something that every reasonable person need to be concerned about because how the terrorists operate, they will first form different type of group, At the end of the day, remember they are on one mission. Their target is you. Their target is you because they won't stop. The money they have. Remember one certain time when Mazi Lionman said, "Let me tell you something. These people have billions and trillions of dollars kept for this mission." That is one thing most of you don't know. Their budget is heavy. So if they want to strike, I told you that what is stopping them? What is stopping them from not striking is IPO. I've said this in severally, somebody say, "How can IPOB do that? Do you want to kill everybody?" Now, one certain time I said something on my program. I said, "Can the leadership just make the announcement of IPOB being stopped?" An elderly man say, "Hey, do you want to kill everybody?" He said, "If that announcement is made today," he said, "Fulani will invade the whole Nigeria in the next 2 hours." I said, "How?" He said, the only God, that's the language in mind. He said, the only God the Fulani no fear is only IPOB. I said, "Really?" He said, "It's only IPOB. Remove," he said that thing you say, never say it again. He said, do you want these people to eat everybody raw in 2 hours?" He said, "Okay, now who will resist? Who will confront these people?" He said, "Tell me." It was counted. He said, "Is it what is called this Yoruba vigilante?" He said, "Are they them? Is it people that are going to confront them?" He said, "Is it the one that the politician funded the East? Audio vigilante they form Mubag?" He said, is he the one that going to confront them? I was only just laughing. I said, because people don't give value to what they have until they lose it. When they lose it, they will see them, they will cry everywhere. Now, their problem is envy and jealousy. I said, okay, let us satisfy these people with envy and jealousy. Why is it not me doing it? Why is this people one doing it? If you do it right, we will support you. But I know you can't do it because you can't do it because you are hungry. You are longing for money. Everybody needs money, but there are people who say, no, keep the money behind me. Let me do the right thing. Do you have the mindset of doing such, of paying such sacrifice? The answer is no. If you find yourself in these shoes of ours, I bet you will collect money and the life of people will be endangered. That is different within you and us. So we must be very, very careful and wake up from our sleep, knowing fully well that you have no other savior anywhere rather than IPOB. Take it or you leave it. Nobody is asking you to join. What they're asking you is give them their support. What is the support? When you hear support, you think everything is about money. No. What is support? Protect them. What is protecting them? How are you going to protect them? Protect them because they are fighting for you. But rather, when they give you 5,000, you look at your brother or your sister who is IPU member, you point them. You don't know that that time you are pointing that your sister, pointing that your brother. Have you asked yourself, this person I am pointing, what is his crime? You didn't ask yourself that question before pointing. What is his crime? Did he steal? No. Did he kill anybody? No. Did you collect your wife or did you collect your girlfriend? No. Did he kill your children? No. Did he take your fatherland? No. What is his crime? His crime is he is agitating to secure a place where you can have life in abundance. That is his crime. That is only his crime. His crime that is fighting for you. And what lead you to be pointing at them is because you lack courage to do what that your sister or that your brother is doing. Because everybody must not be the same. Instead of you to protect him or her, that is another support. So that both of you will win together. And through his own voice or her own voice, you can have a place you can be boldly say, yes, this is my country. Not a place you will ask you, like most of Nigeria, when they ask you, where are you from? As soon as you will say, ask a United States American person where is I'm from the state. Immediately answer you. Why are you answering looking around to know where to claim? Where are you looking around? To know if you measure that name whether you are going to be eating raw. Because the name is polluted. It's polluted. So that's why you're looking at. As a Canadian man, where are you from? I'm a Canadian. Simple. He will tell you because he's proud of his place. If anything happened to him, the government will search for him. They will look for him. But if anything happened to you as a Nigerian, who will look for you? You alone. Nigeria citizens is only people who are alone in a foreign land. Even the poorest country in the world, Haiti, as poor as their government is, they look for their people. They look for their people because one, they are one people. Is it a Fulani man they made a foreign minister that is coming to look for an Igbo man who has problems somewhere? Is it a Fulani man they made a foreign minister that is coming to search for a Yoruba man who has problems somewhere? This is just a common sense. He rather go to one hotel room and pay for expensive hotel and lie down there and rest, surround himself with a woman. Yes, the same thing with a Yoruba man or Yoruba woman. Instead of her to go, you will look for one young boy, pay for hotel, or two of them will there to enjoy themselves. Say, which people I want to go? I want to go rich people, man. Because they are not one person. They are not one people. Sorry. They are not one people. That is the nature of life. You can never protect what does not belong to you. That is fact and figure of about genuine life. And I'm not here to tell you the lie, to tell you lie. Imagine me now. You make me a foreign minister, and the particular place where this problem is too harsh is from one particular people. Maybe those people may be Fulani, or I will be going there, sluggishly because they are not my people. That's how I will be going there. I will be going to the matter slow. Even I may even when they will give me appointment, to come and make sure, Mr. Lionman, make sure as a foreign minister, I will make sure you come to see our government at 2 p.m. If I like, I go to one powerful hotel there and lodge, be drinking there, enjoying myself. After that, but let's assume that those people they are Biafra, they are my people, and I'm there to work for them, to represent them, to secure them, to not only jealously secure them. Before that 2 p.m., I'm there because this is my blood. I am going to risk with my blood. Before that 2 p.m., I'm there because these are my brother, these are my sisters. With a hard voice, if the government want to play a game with, I will be responding with a hard voice, which they may be afraid. They say, we don't want to have problem with this country. Okay, minister, so, let us. What terms and conditions do you want us? With table terms and conditions, those people will be handed over to you. And you go how US do it, how Europe do it, how Canada do it, how every other responsible countries do it. How many people will do that for you? Nobody will do it that in Nigeria because Nigeria is not a country. It's a company belong to microfew wicked individuals. So they manage it the way they want it. You have no say. So stand up. In conclusion, if you're a Biafra, if you're a Yoruba, if you're Hausa, if you're a middle belt, the only word I have for you is secure your tomorrow by pressurizing Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take Nigeria into referendum. Let him create that history for himself and his family and his generation. Any man or woman that will make that available in Africa, in Nigeria, that person has written his or her name in a history that generation upon generation upon generation upon generation we take that particular name and worship that name. Don't forget what this is. You see, this is why you see, we black people we don't know how to create a respectful name. White people know how to do it. What white people do is the demand of the people, not the demand of the greed, micro few greed people around them. No, he want to do something that his name will enter into that book, that year in year out, century in century out, everybody that name will be there. They say yes, this is the man who fixed Africa. This is the man that changed the face of Africa. So is there nobody in any political corridor in Nigeria or class that doesn't want this kind of name to the only thing I am asking Bola Ahmed Tinubu is for him to grab this opportunity to create what I call a fantastic and most respectful name for himself and his family. Let nobody, let him not allow anybody to mislead him or the only solution that will save that child of nobody, according to the politicians, how they used to insult their own citizen. The only solution for that child of nobody in Nigeria, the only solution for you know the death of the young people in Nigeria, the only solution for disappearance of people in Nigeria, the organ harvesting, all manner of terrible crimes in Nigeria, the only solution is referendum. Nobody like to destroy his loving land. Any day referendum is conducted in Nigeria and the Yorubas go, Biafrans go, the Arewas go. Let me tell you, even in that north, terrorism, the northerners will rally around and say, no, who created the terrorist network? Who created it? This is one thing you should ask yourself. Who created it? Is it not the same politician that created the terrorist network in the north? The same politician. Why did they create it? Because they are there to suffocate you with their terror network. They are there to suffocate the Yorubas. They are there to suffocate the Biafrans because they are foreigners. Let's assume now tomorrow referendum is conducted. Everybody, them themselves will rally around the table and stop the business they establish. That is the business of the Fulani. They will stop it. They will say, no, this land we have conquered the Awasas. Let us live in peace. They will drop their gun by themselves. Nobody will beg them to drop their gun. All this human ritual going on in the Yoruba land, killing children, looking for Babala, they will stop it. The pressure will not be there anymore. That pressure of I must get money, it will not be there because one, the politicians will begin to develop the place, put in factories, begin to checkmate activities of individuals because nobody want to eat their own son. Nobody want to eat their own son. Yoruba army will not see maybe one politician is ruling them bad. The Yorubas will come out and say, we want to protest against the bad government. You want to give Kunle gun to go and kill Sheung, his own brother. No, he will not do it. But let that Nigeria join one. Give it's like a Fulani man who all his entire dream is to how to wipe the Yorubas out of the surface of the earth, or how to wipe the Biafrans out of the surface of the earth. Then we now call him and say, go and stop that protest. Shoot aside. If you go there, you open magazine, spray it on all of you. Because that has been his original dream. But the same Fulani, let us say Nigeria have divided. Tell that Yusuf, go to Castina, kill all. He will not go. Even that time, he will exercise his power as army chief. That time, he will tell the president, whoever that is president there, he will remind him that I am here to protect my people. You will come, you will go. The same thing that police officer told Trump when that issue of that black man happened. Do you remember what the police officer told him, the sergeant? He said that Trump should keep quiet, he should shut up his mouth. The whole president of the United States, he shut up his mouth that he is here. He has been in this police for 34 years. Then presidents have come and go. Then he went and lead his squad, a high rank officer. He went and lead his squad and kneel down before the masses, where they told him to go and forcefully handle the protester. He went there, he go down on his knee because he is dealing with his people. He didn't mind the order of the president because he reminded the president that he has no right to do so, to command, to tell him how to handle his people. This is what you're talking about. So, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom, these programs have come to an end. We will stop here. May Chukwu Kikabiama keep on guiding us, protect the Eastern Security Network. Always pray for them. Always give them your support. Protect them. Protect them. In your own way, protect them. Their protections also lie in your hands. They are protecting you against the terror Fulanis. You also protect them against the enemies. Because enemies will be there, try to take them out so that they can see opportunity to come and kill you. As they protect you, protect them. Pray for them, give them your own support as they are supporting you in making sure that you are safe. Let us not forget that our leader is still in illegal detention. Pray for him. It goes a long way. Protect IPOB, which is the reason why he is still today. Because without IPOB, enemy could have taken him off. And that is why we all are here to do the needful. That's why we are here to make sure that what he left behind will be more stronger when he will come out here and join us back. We will not allow the enemies to destroy what he had built, what he had suffered, what he had paid sacrifice for, what many people have laid their life down for. It cannot happen. We are here to do the needful. God bless you all for listening, and sharing. Asemechuku Kabiama. Bless us all. Happy weekend. As we are going out there to enjoy your weekend, please do not drink and drive. Be law-abiding person wherever you are. If you're in Europe, respect the law of the Europeans. If you're in America, respect the law of Americans. If you're in Asia, respect the law of the Asians. Anywhere you are, be law-abiding. Do not engage in any shameful crime that will bring shame to you and your people. God bless you all.
The 19 accused persons shed tears of joy as the court acquitted them of treason and terrorism charges and ordered their release after 15 years in detention.
The judgment favored me. I give God all the glory for what He has done in my life today. Over 15 years being in prison, it's not easy. But today I'm liberated and free.
The trial judge, Justice Nicholas Owebo, says the prosecutors failed to establish proof for treason and terrorism charges against the 19 accused persons.
The judge delivered a well-considered judgment, exhaustively evaluated the facts, and came to the conclusion that there was no iota, there was no scintilla, there was no modicum of evidence adduced by the prosecution against the defendants. And what is worrisome is that it took more than 14 years to come to this conclusion, and that brings to fore one of the defects in our criminal justice administration. This is a case in which people wasted their youthful years. This is a case in which the state subjected this gentleman to trial for levying war against the federation. And at the end of the day, they could neither produce arms, they could neither produce ammunition, they couldn't even tender the so-called uniform.
The movement of the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra is a secessionist group in Nigeria associated with Igbo nationalism, which supports the creation of an independent state of Biafra from Nigeria. Such campaigns are forbidden in Nigeria. Some of the accused persons say they were arrested in 2007 without any evidence of treason and terrorism.
I feel to break down heaven, to go and meet God, to glorify Him. I'm so grateful that God have done it for me. Actually, I was been suffering for what I did not know anything about.
I'm a businessman. In my shop, I have 2 stores, which I left unlocked. I went away early in the morning. They picked me up and took me to the police station. I told my neighbors that I'm coming back in next to 1 hour. This is next to 1 hour. 15 years, I left my shop unlocked. I don't know anything. Today, I regained my freedom. To God be the glory. None of us died. Oh, I give God the glory.
Jemima Boloko, Around.